it wasn't really too much different, honestly. Like, it was, the process was pretty similar.
We didn't give him any specific direction, really.
Yeah.
In that regard, we kind of just were like, "Hey, John, do what you got to do, and we'll find the place to make it work, and we'll,
Yeah.
edit around. We'll edit the scene around it."
Yeah, so like basically it was pretty similar to what I would have done on my own. Except like I said, I think when I was putting the music together, I was maybe thinking like something a little more dramatic sounding maybe than I might have otherwise. I keep forgetting that I'm wearing clown makeup on this interview. This must look ridiculous. Well, Anthony Natoli, who I've known for a while, got in touch with me. He was putting together the soundtrack for the film. And originally he actually asked me to, if I had a song I could let him use, like that I had already recorded. And I didn't really have anything. And so I talked to him about just getting together and recording something specifically for the movie. And so that's what we did, and it ended up working out pretty well.
A fan of John's music. I remember when Taking Back Sunday's first album came out. I was a sophomore in high school, and I remember buying the first Stray Light Run album when it came out, and the EP, and then the second album. And so when I got the opportunity to collaborate with John in that capacity, of course I was going to take it no matter what the movie was about, because that's awesome.
Yeah, we were discussing that a little bit yesterday, and I don't know if we came up with an answer or not.
We didn't.
But we were discussing how it is a very unique place, and if the bands and the scene that came out of here, probably it couldn't have happened anywhere else. I don't know, maybe, I guess with some of the things, what did we say? Like, some of it is, I guess, the amount of people that you have in such a small area. So you have this opportunity for bands to actually gain a following and do pretty well for themselves without ever even leaving the island. So that's something, I think most places you have to be traveling quite a bit before you could play the amount of shows to the amount of people you can on Long Island. I think also just the types of venues and things that were available, I don't know if they still are, but when I was coming up with Taking Back Sunday, there's a lot of places that were great to play for like all ages venues. Like these are just those VFW halls and American Legions that would let us have shows.
And a community builds out of that,
Yeah.
A community of people who are going to then support those artists grows out of that, which might not necessarily exist in other areas. And I mean, we tried to dive into it. We dove into the deep sociological reasons trying to figure out, but we still couldn't come to a concrete answer, because I don't think there is one.
Yeah.
I think it's just Long Island and just its impact on music culture over the past decade. It's really unique, but I don't think there's a specific reason you could say aside from just why does anything like that ever happen? Why did it happen in Seattle in 1991 or whatever? You don't know why that stuff happens. It just
does.
Because it's not like the bands sound the same as what we were saying. It's not like the bands that John came up with sound remotely similar when you take them in isolation. They really don't. It was just, so I think it has more to do with what John said. There being the environment that bred it. There were independent record stores. There were music venues. There was ways for people like John to get their hands on the right music that could influence them, which might not have been available in other areas, with New York City right at his fingertips as well, a 30-minute train ride his entire life into New York City exists as well, which is a privilege that, you know, people in other parts of the country might not have. John's gonna be in crown makeup surrounded by buff dudes.